Thomas, how cold is it right now? Sheesh. 35, but it feels like 4 degrees. That's the way it feels over here right now. El Paso, El Paso, Texas. Very lightly. I mean, this morning the cars were frozen, but not no snow, but it was heavy winds last night. I mean, it was super cold this morning. Oh, that's awesome. No, makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. So ideally, you have this envision in mind is like, how do we make it work out as perfect as possible? Where you guys are able to do a deal over there, stay in the house, let the kids finish off, and then eventually start moving stuff, shipping stuff, and getting everything moved. So I totally understand what you're saying. Now, have you guys already put an offer into this house? Have you guys been qualified? Pre-qualified with a lender already? Where are you guys at in the process of that? Okay. Okay. So yeah, sorry to interrupt, Thomas. So I just want to just so we're all on the same page, and I don't want to make any like how would I say this? I don't want to move too far ahead of ourselves before we're not even done with step one. I think step one is very, very important. Now, obviously, if you once you do get this job, I believe you will get this job the way it's going to work out the way you want it to. However, the house that you guys want isn't going to stop you from moving over there. However, this is a plus. If you guys could get that house on top of it, that would make everything make more sense for you. So, what's going through my head right now is I think our next steps as of right now should be for us to wait for your job offer, let you get that situated, and then the following steps is we can connect you with a agent out there and a lender. Since we do business with a lot of agents, we could ask for referrals and stuff like that. Maybe it's someone we worked with. Maybe it's someone just in our inner circle that knows somebody that could take good care of you guys. Because then I think our next steps after you do get your job offer would be to get you qualified. Because now, once we're able to get you qualified, we're going to express to the lender, hey, this is how we plan on purchasing this home. Can we still make sure that they qualify to get into this house? Now, once we're able to get you guys qualified, we're then able to go out there and make an offer on that house to try to get you into that house. Now, that's not to say that's going to happen for sure or it's not going to happen. We don't know. I think the first step is making sure you get that offer, which I do believe you will. And then the second step would then be, okay, let's get you qualified to let the lender know, hey, this is how we plan on selling the house. Now, the structure of our deal, which is the deal that we're going to work, I don't want to say it's not important. It's just not important at the moment. And the reason why I say that is because we could structure this deals a million different ways. However, it's just coming back by taking the next steps because the last thing I want to do is say, hey, we're going to buy your property subject to this is the purchase price. This is what you guys are going to be financing us. This is our monthly payments to you. And then all of a sudden, the lender says, hey, well, you need, like, we need to sell this traditionally, or we need some sort of paperwork or DTI or something along those lines where we won't be able to get you into another house, or something might come up saying that there might be a hold. So for me, it's like before getting ahead of ourselves, I like to go in a flow so that way we're not like overthinking something and leaving our head into one space and that never happens. Does that make sense? Okay, even better. Okay. Yeah, you'll put up the funds and everything you need to do to make that happen. Cool. Mhm. Totally get it. No, it makes sense, and it makes sense why you would do it that way, and I'd probably do it that way as well too. So yeah, no, absolutely, it makes sense. Okay, cool. So then that goes to kind of our I guess our next step is the financing of the house. The house, you guys got that taken care of. In-laws are going to take care of all that. We're going to move that route, and it's going to be a beneficial to you. Makes total sense. Now, as far as the current house, is this job offer going to determine whether you guys move or not? Okay. Hello, hello, you went out. Hello.
the that we could wait another week or so, revisit, and have more of a concrete time frame and everything. So
Okay.
but
Okay. Okay, so at 98%, you're gonna be able to get this deal. Okay, that's perfect. Now, as far as the house, so Bobby was telling me you guys were potentially thinking about maybe renting it. Where do we stand with that? Is that something you guys are more leaning to, not leaning to? Like, what does that look like?
I think the move to the other job will allow us financially to keep this house and be able to, having a little bit of income off of it wouldn't be a bad. The other side of that coin is if we have a down payment to put on the new house, then of course that would be beneficial, especially with current interest rates and stuff. Just to paying a little bit less on a house would be helpful. So
Absolutely.
we're just kind of want to look at different options and know what it would look like if we went with y'all to you know just to see what it would look like. So
Awesome. And did you guys have a down payment in mind that you guys are looking to put on this next house?
100,000. That's just off the cuff. That's not looking hard at numbers. That's just in my mind. If the new house costs 514, that's what it's listed. We figured we'd make an offer around the 480 mark or something like that, and then come in hopefully just under the 500 mark. So that would put us, around, like I say, the right around 400,000 would be hopefully what we finance. So
Okay. And now that 100,000, is that something that you guys have already, or is that something you guys are hoping to get out of this house?
that's something we're hoping to get from this house if we sell it.
Okay. Awesome. Now, do you remember? I know we talked about this, or I want to say, I think we talked about this. What is your current mortgage? What do you guys currently owe on this house right now?
Oh, right around the 190, maybe like 188. But it's somewhere in that mark.
Perfect. That's fine. Doesn't and what is your monthly payment on this?
I currently with escrow, and it's 1429, 1450, something like that.
That's with escrow.
Correct. I think the house payment itself is ballpark 800. I'm not 100% sure.
You have any tax
Outside of Homestead, no, I do not.
I don't think you guys could hear what he's saying. Okay. So. Awesome. So the biggest thing with us is, and we had talked about this, I'm pretty sure we did last time, is when we buy houses through subject to, the reason why we buy them is because of the cost of debt. Like, that's really what we're paying for. And when we buy most of our properties, most of our transactions, I would say about 95% of them, we buy them like this because of the cost of debt. The other 5% we buy cash. When we buy cash, we buy under market value. However, this isn't a cash deal. But now, just to kind of just to say is, on the $100,000, the reason why you want to leave and I just want to get a better understanding. The reason why you guys want to leave $100,000 on the new house you want to purchase is because you guys want to get better terms. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, have a lower monthly.
Lower payment. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so for us to be able to leave $100,000 on this deal, it just wouldn't make sense for us. And the reason why it wouldn't make sense for us is because we would be putting up $100,000 on the debt. It would be good, but now we're deploying $100,000 outright. However, that's not to say that we don't know someone that might be interested in doing something like this. And that's kind of where we come in, is if we're not the buyer, we might have somebody in our network that might be the buyer. The thing is when it comes to deploying $100,000 into a house like this, it doesn't make sense for us, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why it doesn't make sense for us is because with that same $100,000, we could go out there and buy 5, 6, 7 houses with the same amount of money. Now, again, when we're buying, we're typically buying for the long run. This isn't something we're going to get rich overnight. This is something that it's going to happen with the compound effect 5, 10, 15 years down the line. So when we talk about deploying $100,000 on one house, it doesn't make sense, because we could go take that same $100,000 and go deploy it into 5, 6, 7 different other houses that are all going to appreciate. Now, going back is, if there is a number that you guys are set on, Thomas, and you guys say, hey, Chris, look, this is the least amount of money that we would do. What we could do for you is we can go out there and we can look for somebody in our network with our group of investors, because we work closely with a lot of buyers out in the industry across the country that will be interested. And if you tell me, Chris, look, this is the lowest me and my wife are willing to do. And obviously this is, of course, after you guys discuss this on what's the bottom dollar you guys are willing to take as a down payment. And then we discuss it, we structure deals, and we'll tell you, Thomas, you know what, we're not the buyer, but we might know someone that is. We could pitch it out. Or we could say, Thomas, we are the buyer. Let's move forward on this deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think our next steps from here, is there any questions so far from either of you?
No.
I'm listening to the whole thing.
Awesome.
So far.
Awesome. I just want to make sure we all understand. So I think our next steps from here is for you all to discuss as far as what is the lowest down payment you guys are that are looking for, and then what is the total net you guys want to make. So what is the net amount? Did you guys have that number in mind yet?
It's gonna be somewhere around the 130 mark.
130 mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm just gonna write that down. So what I would like to do is I would like for us to jump on a call next week. Once you guys make this decision as like, hey, we're 100%. I know it's 98, which I know you're still gonna get it, but where you guys are 100% that you guys are ready to sell, And then as long as we have, and I'm going to look at that net amount, because if we say your mortgage is 190 and you guys are looking to make 130, I want to make sure that makes sense as a total purchase price, because we would be at 190 plus 130 plus the closing costs. And then from there is for you guys to discuss a down payment. I don't know if the $100,000 is something you guys are hard set on, or if there's flexibility in that. But I would like to know that, so that way I can tell you guys, hey, after I run our numbers and say, hey, we can do this. This is where we're at, and then we could potentially tell you what we can do. And if it doesn't work, no harm, no foul. What then we could do is send it out to our network and see if they're interested in it. Because again, there's buyers all over the place. And then we can help you guys out and help you guys move this.
No, that sounds fair.
Make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Well, I appreciate you guys for taking the time to jump on this call. If you guys have any questions, you guys have Bobby's direct line. Don't hesitate to reach out. What we'll do is we'll set a tentative date. What do you guys think? Probably, you guys want to do Tuesday next week, same time?
That sounds good.
Awesome, Bobby. If you could send a Google Calendar invite, and then if there's any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. If not, we will talk on Tuesday.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. You guys have an amazing day. Enjoy your lunch.
All right. So take care.
Sheesh. All right. So the biggest thing right here, and real quick, I'm gonna send you a video link real quick, bro, so you could join. Just check your email address. I just sent it over. Let's see. Hold on. I just sent it in your Google chat. So I want to talk about this, but I don't know what was happening with the mic and the audio. I don't know if you guys were able to hear, or you guys weren't able to hear. But let's see. I want to make sure. Test 1 2. Can you guys hear? Test 1 2. Okay, so one thing about when you're talking to sellers is you want to make sure that you're able to identify the goals. And notice how I broke it down at that point. It's like I literally took it slow and I said, listen, what are you guys trying to do? You guys want to get qualified? Okay, cool. You're waiting on a job offer and they're wanting an offer. There's no reason for me to present a hard offer at that very moment if they're not ready to sign. You want to make sure somebody is motivated before they are ready to sign. And I think there's a lot of the times where people get caught up on understanding, or they get caught up on, what does he call it? They get caught up on trying to give an offer right away. Yo!
What up? I was backstage.
Dude, you were backstage. So what I was just saying and what I was just delivering is about people getting caught up on rushing an offer. So like, it's so important to understand what their needs were. And then he told me, oh, my parents' in-laws are going to be financing the house. So then everything else doesn't matter no more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Were you tracking that?
100%, because I was tracking it, and then you said even better. So I knew we were on the same page, because now it ruled out the DTI, and now it actually brings more comfort to sub 2 because it's a similar situation. They're going to be leveraging the in-laws so that he doesn't have to worry about per diem with work, which is probably what they're working out right now, the last finishing touches of his deal. And we're speaking the same language, and we're going to be able to come up with this win-win situation.
But do you see now how he wants $100,000?
Yeah, but then again, it's like, coming back to, does he need that? No, it was just like a dart throw.
But see, now it comes back down to educating him on saying, like, what is the payment really going to change? How much is the payment going to change? Because I want to say it's
I want to say that it's most of the time it's like per $10,000 it's $50 or $40, or I'm not too sure exactly what it is, but we need to get with the lender to find out exactly. Let's educate this guy. How much down, because we could help him make more money, because on that $130,000 now we could offer interest. Now we offer interest. Now he's going to maximize his dollar because his payment is only $1,400. So
Right.
if his payment is only $1,400, what makes sense for an end buyer? But then we could also turn around and we could wholesale the deal.
Well, there's that aspect to it, but coming back to educating him on timeline, right? So, like he said, they're really excited about the dream house, right? We're talking about the bunnies. We're talking about, if this goes through, which we're right there. We're right there. February is already here, pretty much. We have March, and that's when it's all going to go down, where his last days would be in February. They want to move in by March. If you go the traditional route, right, how long is that process going to happen? How long is it going to take realistically to just sell this property and then qualify with the new interest rates? Like, are you really going to get $100,000 in that quick of a turnaround?
Why don't you put your money to work? It just comes back to educating them, not convincing them, educating.
Yeah, it was good, brothers. I wrote down a lot of the questions that you asked, which was like a refreshment course. It brought me back to the good old days of just, the training, right? Are you leaning towards renting it? How much of a down payment would you want to make on the new home? How much is still owed? What's your PITI? And most importantly, what are you trying to net? But the vibe I get from him is he trusts us.
It the way I like to explain it, bro, but I just again, it goes back to what, where I tell you all the time, is just when it comes to structuring the deal is asking the right questions. I feel like I'm almost cornering him. I'm just I'm fucking getting a chicken and I'm like bark, 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 into the fucking corner, understanding his goals. Bro, what's up? What are you trying to do? What are you guys trying to do? Okay, you guys want a dream house. Okay, well, do you even qualify for that dream house? If not, let's cancel that out.
Yeah, there was actually a few times where you were already pivoting to we gotta make sure you're even gonna get this job. That was another good question. Where is it? Have you put in an offer on your dream home? Did you already put an offer on there? No. Well, let's first see if your job's even gonna go through. And that's when he's like, no, it's 98% sure. It's like, okay. Well, then
I have ownership.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna be the owner. And then that's when it started coming out. So then that's again, it's funny. I trip out on how you use the chicken example. You're a farmer now, so now you start using examples of chickens. But no, it was good, man. It was good. So next week, Tuesday, we'll follow up with this gentleman. I am going to have to let you go. I got to go pick up the girls, brother. It's already 2:30.
You're late, dog. You're late. All right. Let me know if you need anything.
Hey, what is this?